esquerda é o Rio Colorado. Essa estrada vai dar no Museu do Cinema, que a gente está indo lá conhecer. Então fica próximo a Moab. Vamos aproveitar, o pessoal aproveitando aí o Rio Colorado.
Tá remando com o cachorro, dois cachorros. O barco.
Bem legal, linda a trilha. A trilha não, a estrada. Essa é a 128. Rio Colorado. A gente viu passando lá no Dead Horse ontem.
O rio corre pra cá, né? Olha o bote lá.
O pessoal tá fazendo rafting e tá descendo o rio. Então o rio desce dali pra cá. Vários... olha lá eles fazendo rafting. Eu só consigo pegar aqui. Aí. Mas é um rafting até leve. Tem uns pontos mais enrolados, mas... Então, o Museu do Cinema fica aqui no Radcliffe Lodge. É um hotel que tem aqui. Mais ou menos uma meia hora de Moab. Pô, muito interessante. Na margem do Rio Colorado, né, o hotel. É de onde partem os botes para os passeios com rafting. Olha lá, um monte. O pessoal lá se divertindo, ó, nos botes, no Rio Colorado. Mas é muita gente fazendo passeio. E o Museu do Cinema fica aqui, nesse hotel. E a gente vai lá conferir. Vamos lá ver o museu. É dentro realmente do lodge, do hotel. As atividades que tem para fazer aqui, ó, mountain bike, cavalgada, rapel. Gente, é muita coisa para fazer, olha.
These places are all being a backdrop for the movies. You know, it's a big river. This is big scenery out here, and I know John Ford liked using the river in the westerns, and it's been used right up till modern times.
They use the river in almost every movie they film here. And of course, it cuts right through John Ford country, Professor Valley, which makes the enforcement.
Cattle, it's played a big part in the movie business.
This movie set happens to be at the site of Red Cliff Lodge, and Betty, you want to tell us a little bit about what this was used for?
This particular set was used as cavalry headquarters. The stars were Gilbert Roland, Carol Baker, and
Johnny Depp is in, Armie Hammer, Johnny Depp.
movie stars in, and we shot there. This summer had a train set up out here, which was quite a feat in itself, bringing a train out to Fossil Point. I think it's one of those locations that people just don't get tired of. It's still more than any place in the state of Utah.
Well, now, this is going to be easier than I thought. Sound happier here.
Well, why shouldn't I be? Looks like our friends got lost. All gave up. And for a change, we're riding on nice, flat ground.
Well, we ain't making much time. We sure haven't done any plenty. Vera has a call. She's the older one, Father.
I'm saying it like groundhog.
See that she gets in the movies.
Well, the first movie we ever filmed here in Moab was back in 1949, September and October. John Ford was the director, and he brought a movie here called Wagon Master. Ben Johnson and Joanne Drew starred in it. That was back in 1949. I was
Ben
just 18
Johnson, I
years
like
old
him.
that fall. We set up the big headquarters, was there at the White Ranch. We filmed parts of that movie all over this valley. Went on out into the Arches National Monument in them days, filmed a lot of it out there.
In all these years, probably my favorite movie to work on was the one that we're sitting here. I probably love Thelma and Louise as much as anything I've ever done.
In one movie called Smoke Signal, rather than horses, the entire thing was done on the river. It started just up the river here a little ways, where they had a fort, and the Indians attacked it, and they immediately hit the water, and that's how they got away from the Indians. And they went all the way down, and the final filming was down out of a Mexican hat. So that was a rather unusual Western.
Weeks in Moab. Back to the studio and finish the picture.
You can't wait to get out of here, kid. You know, it's funny, you can't wait to get out of here. When I was in the Navy, I couldn't wait to get back home.
Police cars pretty much single-handedly. I had some help.
Thelma and Louise.
My 10 cars they wanted me to build turned into 23, and built
I tell you,
23
they
police
kill.
cars for the movie. And the two Thunderbirds that went off the cliff were not actually convertibles. They were cars that I just cut the roofs off of and made it look like convertibles. It was a pretty clean operation. We launched 2 cars off of here that day. Both cars landed dead center of the river, upside down, about 10 feet apart. Flew them out of here with the
As duas
helicopter,
pulando lá
out of the
no
river and cleaned
Dead
everything up
Horse.
out of there. That day we launched them, had 5 cameras rolling on the cars. We launched the first one and then prepped the second one to launch, and they launched the second one, and I had a third car stripped out. It was an actual convertible because I hadn't had time to find another one. I hated the thought of sending a convertible off the cliff, but when they asked Ridley Scott if he needed to have a third take, well, he said, me, and I'm sure it had nothing to do with me, but he looked at me and said, no, I'm sure I have it.
Oh, I remember
So we
that.
saved the life of the convertible. I always have a soft spot in my heart.
What they did is they switched out and put dummies in there, or it looked like them, you know.
Essa parte aqui é dedicada a Thelma e Louise. Diz que foi filmado aqui, lá em Dead Horse. Dizem que foi filmado lá, e aí eu não sei. Depois eu vou procurar para saber se essa imagem aqui ainda é de horse. Dizem que sim. Onde a gente teve ontem. Cara, no stand-up do... Nossa, é agitado esse trecho, hein?